Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We have a breaking news and we want to talk about it. Let me know in the comment where you are, what you're doing, how you're feeling. With everything that is going on, let's just talk about it. Okay. Hello, how are you feeling? Let's talk about it. How are you? How are you feeling? We have a breaking news and we want to talk about it. Let me know in the comments. By the way, if you have a question, anything immigration related, we're here to answer those questions. Okay? Can you first of all hear me? The volume was low. Let's get right into it. We have. Let me share the screen here. Oh, come on. Okay. So, the major news here is that USCIS is going to stop issuing immigrant visa for 75 countries. Okay. This suspension specifically applied to U.S. immigrant visas, like the people who are being who will be entered the United States, let's say for the purpose of staying. Those are green card recipients. That will be maybe DV lottery winners or people who were petition for parents of U.S. citizens, spouses of U.S. citizen, children of U.S. citizen, or lawful permanent resident, those type of visa, immigrant visa, okay? Even employment based, if you, let's say you coming because of the green card, you apply to consular processing and you're coming because of the green card. So those are the people who are um, basically the Department of State are going to suspend their visa until further notice. Okay, that it doesn't apply to. We have to be clear. It doesn't apply to short term like tourists or students. Okay, those countries specifically listed here are for immigrant visas only. Um, yeah, why? Because they want to basically assess whether or not those people are going to be a public charge. Okay, it says that the visa processing of those countries will be paused while the State Department reassesses immigration processing procedure to prevent the entry of foreign nationals who will take welfare and public benefits. So basically, based on public charge, that's the reason they're trying to pause. Okay. The State Department will use its long-standing authority to deem ineligible potential immigrants who will become a public charge on the United States and exploit the generosity of the American people. So, for example, most green cards are subject to a 5-year waiting period for food stamp, non-emergency medical, and the children have insurance. So, uh, yeah, it's going to be effective January 21st. Okay. And this is the full list of country. Yeah, it's just, you can just Google it. It's 75 countries. We have Asian countries and African countries, and then we have Latin American and some European countries as well. So the list is too long. That's the major news here. Let me see. Volume is good. Okay. We're talking about the latest immigration news. We are talking about the latest immigration news. What's going on? What's going on is the fact that the Department of State said that they are going to freeze immigrant visas for 75 countries. 75 countries, okay? Why? Because they want to make sure that the people who are coming as immigrants, basically as green card recipients, are not going to be subject to public charge. So who exactly is concerned? What type of individuals? That will be mostly family based, like spouses of U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, children of U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, parent of U.S. citizen. Those are the people who are actually targeted, okay? And if, let's say, your green card requires a sponsorship type of form, it simply means that the person could be subject to public charge. That's why the form of sponsorship, the form I-864, is required when filing. Most employment-based, sometimes they don't use it, but family-based, really, they use the form I-864. So that's why they're saying that they're going to freeze the immigrant visa for those 75 countries, okay? Until further notice. When exactly it's going to start? January 21st. And when they're going to lift the freeze, we don't know. We don't know when exactly they're going to lift the freeze, but what they're saying is that they just want to make sure that everything is good as far as public charge is concerned. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people will file some type of lawsuit, and then, you know, you never know. So before we move on to the next news, please like, please share, and please let me know if you have a question. Please put it in the comment section. I'm trying to post this video on my everywhere on my other platforms. If you have a question, please put it in the comment section before we move on to something else. If you have a question, put it in the comment section. Before we move on to something else. Yeah, this is a breaking news. I was supposed to just be here. I was supposed to be here Sunday only. Explain about 75 countries. Okay, hold on just a second, please. Let me post this first on my yeah, let me just post it on my other platforms so that people can get into the live session. Okay, so what is it? Explain about 75 countries. Okay, this is what's going on. What's going on is this, okay? The U.S. Department of State issued some type of memo. It's not there on the website yet, but it's going to get there. But there's a memo stating that they are going to freeze immigrant visas for 75 countries starting January 21st, which simply means that they are not going to process the visa. So let's say if someone has an interview scheduled after January 21st, that person interview is going to be canceled, okay, because of this freeze. Only on immigrant visa, let's be clear, only on immigrant visa. Student visa or temporary type of visas, employment type of visa that are temporary, or Visitor visas, that's not the concern. The concern is only on immigrant visa. Those individuals who are coming here for the purpose of staying, those who come because their I-130 petition were approved and they're immigrating basically with a green card. Okay, so they're gonna freeze it until further notice. We don't know when they're gonna lift the ban or the freeze. Basically, this one is a freeze. We don't know when they're gonna lift the freeze, but yeah, that's what they said. But it looks like somebody's going to file a lawsuit. We don't know how it's going to end, but this is the current news, and it's starting on January 21st. But if you know somebody who already got their visa, they're planning to travel later, they should just get now before the 21st. They have time. They can just get here maybe on the 17th. Yeah, if they already got their visa issued. Because what's going to happen, they're going to cancel appointment and stuff like that. So, and this is just for immigrant visa, okay? You're saying, is Benin included? Hold on, let's double check. Let's double check. So what are those countries? We have Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Antigua, Barbuda, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belarus, Belize, Bosnia, Bhutan, Brazil, Burma, Cambodia, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Colombia, Cote d'Ivoire, Cuba, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Dominica, Egypt, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Fiji, Gambia, Georgia, Ghana, Guatemala, Guinea, Haiti. There's a lot of countries. I'm trying to find out if Benin is included in this particular. No, I don't see Benin in this particular thing, but I saw Benin on the ban, on the travel ban. So, but I don't see Benin included in this one. Okay, I don't see it included. A lot of countries, 75 countries. I don't see Benin included. So that's the first news. Yeah, every day we just wake up like it's not even Friday. Usually those news get here on Friday. It's not even Friday yet. I'm telling you, this administration, too much going on. It's not even Friday yet. We already had the bad news in the middle of the week. It's like, really? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not even, to be honest, it's not even like, it's just the middle of the week. We already have all those things going on. I'm like, it's not even Friday. Usually I wait for Friday for those bad news. This one is just like in the middle. And I'm like, we're not even done with the ban yet. Anyway, so that's the major news. The second news is that they're going to revoke citizenship for people who are subject to fraud. If, let's say, the person got their U.S. citizenship based on fraud, it's going to be revoked. Let's see, that was the news that came lately. Recent post. Hold on. Revoke U.S. citizenship. Yeah, denaturalization. U.S. to revoke for fraud. Okay. Yeah, let's see this one. Okay. Hold on. Let me share the screen for this one. Let me share the screen for this one so we can discuss this one. Sorry. Okay, Trump threatened to revoke naturalized citizenship from convicted fraudsters from Somalia or anywhere else. President Trump vowed to revoke citizenship for naturalized citizens from Somalia or anywhere else if they are convicted of fraud. The same day, the Department of Homeland Security announced plan to end temporary protected status for Somali migrants after the administration spent weeks targeting Minnesota with fraud investigation and a massive surge of federal agents in the Minneapolis area. This one, everybody knows, what happened in Minnesota. If you watch the news, you saw what actually going on. And they say that they're going to send additional agent. They initially sent 2,000, and now they say they're going to add 1,000. Okay, key fact, Trump made the comment while speaking at the Detroit Economic Club on Tuesday. Okay. And then he's threatening again to cut off funding for sanctuary cities by the end of January. He tried that one last year, but he was paused by the court order. What else he says? Secretary Christie says that the country condition had improved in Somalia and the citizen will no longer be able to apply for TPS. DHS confirmed the report and post in social media telling Somalis with the designation, go back to your own country or we'll send you back ourselves. Wow. Yeah, they have until March 17 to leave the country. Okay. Yeah, so that's what's going on this subject. Same. Did Cameroon join the travel ban? This is not really a travel ban. This is a freeze on immigrant visa. It's kind of like the travel ban. Yeah, you're right. It's almost like a travel ban. Basically, if a person is trying to get a green card, that person will not get it until further notice. So let's see. Cameroon joined. Yeah, let's see if Cameroon is here. Yeah, Cameroon is on the list. Yes, Cameroon is on the list. Yes, Cameroon is on the list. Yes. So this is kind of crazy in terms of every day we have new policies. So it's really hard to keep up with those policy. I'm telling you, it's not that simple. Every day there's new policy. There's a new policy. Let me see how many policy we have so far. By the way, if anybody has a question, just please put it in the comment section. I'm trying to find out how many policies we have so far. And I'm trying to find out if we have another news. Oh, yes. Another news is the fact that they're trying to introduce the bill limiting people to only one citizenship. You know, some people have two citizenship, like the US citizenship and then the citizenship of their country. So they're trying to have a bill that will limit that. So let's see. Let me see the. I'm trying to find out if we have another policy going on. Yeah, so far we have 600. Yeah, let me share my screen here. 17 people in the live session. Please like, please share. Please like, please share as we're moving along. And if you have a question, just put it in the comment. Trying to see, how many policy. You see, So far, we have 604 policy actions. This is Trump 2.0, okay, 2.0. Trump 2.0, you can see here. So far, we have 600 policy. The latest, those are the latest. They even haven't updated the other one that just came today. But anyway, the latest here is administration. This administration with Joe Biden era guidance on credit borrower immigration status. Remember that under the Biden administration or under previous administration, even if the person didn't have a actual status, people were buying houses, okay? But now you can't, okay? Yeah, it says that the Consumer Financial Protection published a notice along with DOJ. It withdrew a 2023 joint statement warning lenders against considering immigration citizenship status in credit card, auto loan, mortgage, or other credit application. The agency noted that the joint statement created the impression that the equal credit opportunity or the statement self-imposed limitation on considering immigration status or citizenship when evaluating a credit application. Yeah, so it's no longer. This actually is true because I have one client who actually want to buy a car. They said that his social security is showing I guess he wanted to get a loan, and then they said that his social security is showing that he's a foreign. Like they didn't give him a loan. That was like in North Carolina. But I told him to contact the Social Security Department and see what can be done. I'm not sure what happened next. But anyway, this is what going on. Yeah, this one we already talked about. The USCIS and DHS launch Operation Paris, a refugee fraud investigation. Basically, they are investigating refugee fraud starting from January 21st, 2021 to present. Okay. I'm gonna stop right here. Let's see if we have other news. Oh, this is good news for yeah, let me share this one. This is a good news for religious worker. At least we have a good news. Somewhere we do have good news. Okay, so this is okay. So this is a good news. Let's share this one. At least this is a good news for some people. I do have religious workers client. This is good. Okay. DHS announces IFR reducing requirement to reside abroad for R1 religious workers. Basically, used to work like this. Religious worker under R1 visa, they can only stay in America for 5 years. So 2.5 years the first time, and second time 2.5 years. The combined is 5 years. If 5 years has passed, they have to step out. It used to be 2 years and stay outside for 2 years before he applying. But now what they're saying is that they're reducing it to 1 year, okay, which is good. It says that they're removing the requirement for religious worker to reside abroad for 1 year after reaching this. They're actually even removing it. Hold on. It used to be 2 years. Hold on. Give me one moment. Let me stop sharing. Give me one moment. It used to be 2 years. Oh, it was 1 year. This is good news. Okay. Says that DHS and internal final rule removing the requirement for religious worker to reside abroad 1 year after reaching the statutory 5 years period of stay. Workers still must leave the US before seeking, but there are no minimum period of time. Okay, got it. Sorry, I confuse it with J2. Sorry, my bad. I confuse it with J2. J2, you have to stay outside for 2 years, but religious worker, it had to be, you have to stay outside for 1 year before reapplying. Now they're saying that there's no more requirement of staying for 1 year, but you still have to step out and then reapply to come back, because the maximum stay in America is 5 years, 2 years and a half in increments. So basically 2 years and a half, and then you can renew it for another 2 years and a half, and the total is 5 years. After that, you have to step out and then reapply. Back in the days, you had to step out for 1 year and then wait for 1 year, then reapply for a religious worker visa again. But now they're saying that you can step out, but you don't have to stay there for 1 year. There's no minimum requirement for the time you have to step. Basically, just step out to file for the visa. Once it's approved, you come back again, which is really good. I wish they could do that for J2, because J2 you have to stay outside for 2 years before reapplying or before coming back under another type of visa. Yeah, so this is crazy. But this is good news. At least we have a good news. I got it confused with J2, because J2 is 2 years. So we have a lot going on. Sometimes we get confused. But yeah, this is a great news. At least we have one great news. What else we have here? Temporary protected status for Somalia just ended. Yeah, and they have until March. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, do you have any question? Yeah, this is actually bad. Yeah. This is bad news. Okay. Do we have questions? If we don't have questions, I can stop here and come back. But let me talk about this. This is bad news, but that's why if a person has good evening. Good evening, Timothy. Long time. This is bad news again. I thought this one was supposed to be good news, but it became bad news. Let me share the screen again. How are you doing today? Oh, I'm here. I'm all right. Same hold. Every day we got bad news and good news sometimes, But yeah, keeping up with this administration, not easy. But anyway, so let me share my screen for this last news. Yeah, this is bad news. Okay, this one. Okay, remember when we had a bad news about the murder of Hurtado, Yajure Hurtado, which simply says that an arriving alien does not have a right to a bond hearing, despite the fact that the person has been here for too long. The person who got here without inspection does not have the right to a bond hearing. That was a matter of Yajure Hurtado. And then that was really bad news. Then we had a better news under Maldonado Bautista. The Ninth Circuit Court said that, of course, that person has a right to a bond hearing. They tried to put an injunction on the matter of Hurtado, but now here it says here on January 13, yesterday, the chief immigration judge, which is the basically the like a supervisor of all immigration judges. Okay, so the chief immigration judges uh, issue nationwide guidance instructing all immigration judge that this new ruling of the Ninth Circuit is not a nationwide injunction. So basically, this new ruling only applied to Ninth Circuit, like California and all those other area. So the chief immigration judge is telling all the judges, you cannot do it. You cannot do a bond hearing under this new ruling because it doesn't prevent you. It's only affecting the Ninth Circuit. So which simply means that people arriving alien, if you happen to be in a different circuit older than Ninth Circuit and get arrested, the immigration judge is just going to deny bond because the immigration judge is just going to follow this one. That's going to be again challenging because now we have to file in federal court for habeas corpus, try to get you released. So just in other words, just stay out of trouble unless it just happened because you know how ICE is arresting, but like being arrested because of criminal stuff or arrest due to traffic violations, it's just going to lead to this and it's just going to be hard to get a bond hearing. So basically that's what's going on. This is bad news. Yeah, but anyway, so if someone who's here for 10 years to get green card in court or not, are you talking about cancellation of removal? The person has to be, first of all, in court in order to apply for it. The case has to be in court. Yeah, you just have to Google 42B cancellation of removal. The person has to be in court in order to apply for that green card. You can't just say, oh, because I have been here for 10 years, I need a green card. Where? You have to be in court. They've issued a notice to appear. And by the time they issue you the notice to appear, then you check that you've been here for more than 10 years and you meet other requirements, because it's really hard. You have to prove that you've extreme and unusual hardship to your U.S. citizen, spouse, or child, or U.S. citizen, or lawful permanent resident, spouse, or child. You have to prove extreme and unusual hardship. Then the judge is going to look at other factors. Then if you meet that, then the judge grants. But the person has to be in court. The case has to be open in court in order to have the ability to apply for it. Yeah. Hi, do you think I want to getting adjudicated to country that are not from a ban? If the country is not on the ban, yes. But if the country is on a ban, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. Yeah, they're not. They even, if the person has a, they're even putting the message in the person USCIS account that your case is on pause because of the ban. So they're not doing it. A friend of mine was arguing with me. His lawyer told him that he can get green card through in court through his VAWA. Yes, he can apply for VAWA cancellation in court. Again, the case has to be open, right? You find yourself in removal proceedings and then you have a valid VAWA argument, then you can apply for VAWA cancellation. And VAWA cancellation, you don't have to be 10 years. It's only 3 years. Yeah. But if the person qualifies for VAWA, then the better advice is to just try to file for VAWA with USCIS, because you don't want to face a lot of opposition in court. Because courts nowadays, if you can avoid it, you just avoid it. But if you have no choice, then you go there. Because nowadays, everybody is just, it's always like denying everything for no reasons. Like they're just gonna find a discretionary reason to deny something. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna avoid court, for me, if I have a valid case for VAWA, I'll file with USCIS and continue my case. If I'm in court, and continue my case, because I can't just deal with those bad ruling. You know what I mean? So if you can avoid it, just try to avoid it. He did, but the lawyer wants him to transfer it. But is he in court? He can't just transfer something if he's not in court. Is he in court? Like he's in removal? Like they gave him a notice to appear? You can just like avail yourself to court if you're not there. You have to be in removal proceedings. Like they gave you a notice to appear, then you find yourself in removal proceedings. So that's when you file for your defense. But if you're not in court, there's no way you're gonna do it. He said, get it to court. How? I don't see how. If the person is not in court, it's not, you don't put yourself in court. It's DHS that sent you to court. DHS will issue a notice to appear, then you find yourself in court. Or USCIS will send you a notice to appear, and then you find yourself in court. So, but if you're not in court, you're not in court. Unless you get arrested, then you find yourself in court. Yeah, you can't just find yourself in court by yourself. You know what I mean? Like, even like common sense, all right? How are you going to find yourself in court? Just people find themselves in court. Maybe somebody file a complaint against them, or maybe, they file a complaint against somebody. That's just regular court. But in immigration court, the way it works, you find yourself in court because DH has issued a notice to appear. Maybe you overstayed the visa, USCIS issue a notice to appear, or you get arrested, DHS issue a notice to appear. Yeah, it has to be from the government. It's the government that initiates the removal proceedings, not the individual. That's how it works in immigration court. You can't just go by yourself with your application. I want to file it in immigration court. You're not there. It's the government that has to initiate, the procedures, removal proceedings. And why would someone who's not in immigration court want to be there, really? Especially now. That's insane, for you to want it, or for a person to just want it. That's insane. I don't see why a person will want that. People want to get out of it. I haven't met somebody who say, oh, please put me in immigration court now. No way. People just happen to find themselves in the immigration court because of a lot of reasons: overstay visa, denial of application by USCIS, ICE arrest, stuff like that. But other than that, you don't just put yourself there. It's the government that has to put you there. Okay, so let's end here. Okay, please like, please share. This is the latest immigration news. At this point, we just got used to it. We'll come back Sunday. I was supposed to be a Sunday, but because it was a breaking news, I'm like, you know what? Let me just jump in the session. But anyway, we'll be here Sunday as usual, 2 p.m. Eastern time. If you have questions, you can bring them again on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. Have a great evening. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.